Was there any issues between Roc-A-Fella and Terror Squad?
Big Pun? Yeah, we used to go to war with them all the time. There was a lot of altercations. That's why it's surprising how loyal Fat Joe is to Jay, because we used to have, I was the one that used to squash all of Paul's beefs. There was a lot of them. I don't want to get into it because I have respect for that crew. People in that, a lot of things happen, man. But we always would resolve it amicably, but there was definitely, I guess I'll put it in the book. But yeah, there was definitely problems with Pun. A lot. Yeah, now it was going, we had problems with everybody at some point. So I remember running up on Nori's stage, we ran up on Biggie's stage. We had issues with, Suge and Pac. We at that time, you couldn't be soft at all. But it's a little more wilder now. These young niggas, the rappers weren't the killers back then, but now the rap.
It was more the people around them. But now the rappers, all of them. I really feel bad about that period. And I'm not going to say me because I ain't had no rap records out, but the mentality of rap, of hip hop, and the fans and the artists and everybody, I feel like that led to the current drill infatuation.
No doubt. But we also know that the industry weaponized hip hop to a degree.
Certainly. Yeah. But we just really we bought into it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
We wanted it rough, rugged. Pause, I guess. But yeah, we wanted it a certain way, and that is what we found attractive, and we supported certain artists. And although they were fed to us, we know they were fed to us intentionally, and the more revolutionary hip hop stuff was cut off.
Absolutely.
I just feel some sort of responsibility because I just remember those days when I remember, put it like this, I remember when Kid and Play got whacked. My brother's a little older than me, but I remember one year being into Kid and Play.
Yeah, Kid and Play was on fire.
And then the next year, I remember them seeming like they was corny. They was
it's like Kwame. Biggie came out and was like, with all the polka dots played out like Kwame.
We need some gangster shit.
That's it. That one bar, that verse.
So yeah, and I feel like people talk about the old school or whatever, but a lot of what's going on now is just the natural progression. And the worst part is that the violent part has increased, but the artistry just stopped. Matter of fact, it probably regressed. Dudes today probably rap worse than the Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it's not even rap anymore.
It's not even technically rap. It's some sort of sing-song computer thing.
Yeah. We doing it. So it's a little different. But yeah, the crews used to get at each other for sure. That's the plan of division, to keep us divided so we can't move forward together, so we always have to work for them. They always make us beef with each other. Pause. And we
they don't make us, they give us the options, and we chose wrong. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. So if I'm older, that's why I used to squash. It's bad for business to me. The worst thing that ever happened was when the East and the West Coast was beefing. We loved the West Coast. We didn't want to beef with nobody in the West Coast. You know what I mean? The women, different women. Gave me a haircut today that hasn't given me a cut in a while. Remember Kenyatta, Hip Hop Motivator? We actually started the original podcast, I believe. But we weren't doing it for money. We just wanted to give game. But he gave me a cut today, and it's decent. So, again, things are different now when you attack. You have to pivot sometimes. Everything isn't the way you think it's going to be what's best for you. But you have to know how to change your course if you're going in the wrong direction. Even if you're invested in it. Because I invested a lot of money in the streaming business, and that was all bullshit. No one sold a company yet based on EBITDA and the multiple.
You think Dame's still getting to that paper like he say? He got some things going on. He last interview I watched with him, he said that he had a race car company in it. He did. He got a race car team.
Respect. It's big. It like some NASCAR type stuff.
They look like they were driving
like Formula One.
No, they look like they were driving around the parking lot real fast. But it did have Dame Dash name on it.
It was a real uptown Camry. Them niggas had a 19.
No, I don't know what league.
A 2017.
To be fair, it was like a 2017 Camry, but I also don't know how it works. You can show me the flyest race car. I wouldn't know the difference between this and that. Well, but it looked like a Uber. It looked like a Waymo. It looked a little bit like a Waymo. A little bit.
All right, so now,
you think he's still sitting on something?
My question is this: Dame probably still shaking a little bit. He got some movement, but what somebody else would consider broke? Like, for example, I'm just throwing this. Floyd Mayweather. Let's say Floyd only got $20 million in the bank. I'm just throwing that out.
Right, that's a big dip for him.
Yeah, to him, that's like broke. But somebody like us,
right? We up. yeah.
So Dame is doing some things.
But the thing about when you deal with those type of dollars, right? If Floyd got 20 million in the bank, like let's say he down to his last 20 million, he probably technically owes way more than that. There's probably people waiting to come get that 20.
True indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Because people borrow and leverage and do things in that nature. Doubt. And you find yourself in the hole, even though you do have some cash or some property or something that you holding on to. It's just like for now. So I'm wondering, because of all his problems, because he had things taken away from him and tax issues and all this other stuff, I'm wondering, has he manipulated a way to, because he keeps speaking on his family business. Does he have a separate family business that he's running, he's making money and he's doing things? Is he really like just living off these interviews and stuff like that? I hope not.
I hope not either.
That would be a little sad. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's Dame. I don't know, y'all, everybody be like, I don't care about Dame. To me, it's always sad to see great ones fall. And you can't deny they did something crazy.
Like you say, you can't diminish his contributions.
Hell no.
Hell no. Dame definitely was a trendsetter, man. He was all a part of that Roc-A-Fella Foundation. Him, the brother Biggs. You don't hear nothing about Biggs, but that's his MO. Yeah, Biggs. He just low key. I think I only heard him speak once or twice. Yeah. No, I heard him speak once. Yeah, he right. Got a whole lot to say. No, he ain't doing a whole lot of interviews.
Now I'm talking another language. This is real business. So I believe it's all been just to aggregate data. But I definitely spent a lot of my family's money figuring that out. But then I had to pivot, and things are now working out a little better. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this, right? I want to go back to the freestyle. You would admit that Jay, he had every right to diss Kanye, right? Kanye speaking on his kids.
Yeah, but Kanye's bipolar. He's admitted he's bipolar. And I think people...
He's no maniac. Watch how insaniac around me. That was a fire bar right there.
People think just because he's famous, bipolar is different than and rich, that bipolar is different for broke people than it is for rich people. You know? But, yeah, I thought the kid thing, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have advised. I wasn't jacking that. You know. Yo, why y'all keep snatching me? I wouldn't advise. I wasn't with that. Like, if I was in front of Kanye, I'm like, now you went too far. But I know he's sick. So it's just the people around him have to care enough about him.
Called him sick.
To know that when he's triggered and he's not taking his medicine and he's drinking and he's not sleeping, that it's probably going to be tragic, the things he's probably going to say.